Okay, this is the second video for week 15, and in fact, it is the last video for the course. So I prefer teaching in person, but we've had to make do, so here's one more video. And this video is all about Amazon. That's really all I'm going to talk about in this one, and the different antitrust issues that come up with it. So here's an anecdote, and it's an anecdote about diapers. Okay. So you go back to 2009, okay, and again, all this stuff is recent, so not very long ago. A company starts up called diapers.com. And what diapers.com will do is it will home deliver diapers. It's got a nice little website for scheduling these deliveries, and for anybody with newborns, you know, this can be a pretty handy service because it's pretty hard to get out and about. I can only imagine during the pandemic how popular such a service would be. So Amazon went to meet with the founders of the company, and it warned them. It says, you know, maybe you should sell your business to us. And in fact, if you don't, we might get into the business. And then where would you be? Okay, so Amazon is using a bit of game theory here. In fact, we do a little bit of this in Y504, where Amazon is trying to discourage competition by saying, you know, right up front, we're going to make sure you never make any money. So you might as well do what we say, because, you know, this is never going to be a profitable business for you. If you keep trying to sell diapers, we're going to get into this business. So, you know, why don't you just sell to us? So they said no. They thought they would try to make it independently. And Amazon started dropping prices on its diapers. In fact, it was found, data showed that Amazon's price closely tracked that competitor diapers.com. Okay, so the diaper people thought, well, they might as well sell. And they approached Walmart, because remember, Walmart has also been trying to get into the home delivery business. And so Amazon thought, okay, we have to get tough here. And they unveiled Amazon Mom. All right. So estimates suggested that, and this is interesting and it's a pattern, Amazon was actually losing tons of money on this. In fact, they started threatening to give away diapers if diaper.com talked to Walmart. In the end, what happened? Diapers.com sold to Amazon. Okay. Amazon was just so fierce in its competition and willing to lose money to prevent that competition that they had no choice. Okay, there's an anecdote for you. And it illustrates a big thing about Amazon, which is that Amazon wants to be big. It sees advantages in being big, and it is, okay? It is 40% of all e-commerce in the United States. Now that is pre-pandemic. I don't know what it looks like now, but it's got to be a big number. It is almost half of all paperback books. It is a third of streaming video. These numbers, again, they might be changing from year to year, but very big numbers. It is getting into health data management. In addition to buying Whole Foods, it started Amazon Pantry. It streams Major League Baseball when we have Major League Baseball. It has launched 3,000 satellites into orbit for a world high-speed internet. And so there has been this obsession just with size. And so Jeff Bezos, the owner, he has always thought, you know, we would make this the everything store, we would make this very big. And he's also been committed, believe it or not, to space exploration. He actually thought it would be necessary because of depletion of energy sources here. And so this is, you know, quite a powerful monopoly. Now, how would they establish their market dominance even more? They've tried to have a big influence on government, and a way to do that is to contract with them. So Amazon sells the government services in defense and law enforcement. It has set itself up for general procurement. And so you have local government agencies actually sign up, school boards sign up for programs with Amazon. If any of you students out there went to Purdue, you know that Purdue even runs its bookstore through Amazon now. And so we have to wonder, is it unstoppable? It tries to cross-market to try to increase its size. So it gets into Prime Video. This gets more people to join Prime, but when people join Prime, they're then more likely to shop for products at Amazon as well, and they can then leverage that power. So what can we say about this? I mean, the problem, the difficulty again, and I've now said this a few times, is that if your antitrust program is purely about prices, okay, if it's purely about prices, then everything Amazon does to stifle competition, to buy up competitors, doesn't look bad. Because Amazon, in fact, does keep prices low. There's a reason we shop there. I mean, there are other online retailers, but Amazon is often the first place we go, not just because of the range of products, but because the prices are generally pretty good. It's rare that you'll find better book prices elsewhere. But you do have this issue of Amazon being both a platform and a seller, okay, and a seller, and that is difficult. So what can we say about the pricing it uses? I'm going to distinguish between two terms here: loss leaders and predatory pricing, okay? And in fact, I can probably use diapers to illustrate both. If you go to a big store like Kroger, okay, in town, and you look at on what products do they have a high markup on wholesale prices, on what products they have a low markup. Most stores have a low markup on diapers, okay? And in fact, sometimes they will sell them below cost. So Walmart and Kroger, if we treat those as competing stores, they will, neither of them, be making any money off sales of diapers. And in fact, they may even be losing money on sales of diapers. Why is that? Okay, like, seems weird. Why would a business do that? They do that because there are certain prices for some people that are what we call salient. They're the ones that they notice. If you have a newborn at home, a price you become very familiar with is the price of diapers, okay? And so in choosing a store, should I get my groceries, my weekly grocery load at Kroger or at Walmart, you might be likely to look at, say, well, Walmart always has diapers cheaper, so we should go to Walmart because we save money on diapers there. And then you end up buying everything else there as well. And so the smart people at Walmart will say, look, let's get people into the store with cheap diapers because we know they look at that price and then they'll buy everything else here. That's called a loss leader, okay? So it's a method of pricing. It's actually quite a smart method of pricing. And in arts marketing and audience development, you get to talk about prices a lot to get people into the store. It's a really strategic move. So having something as a loss leader, which is quite common, is different from what's called predatory pricing. The goal of predatory pricing is to have low prices to essentially try to drive competitors out of business. Okay, and that's a very different thing. When Kroger and Walmart are each lowering their prices on diapers, they know that they're not going to eliminate the competition. They know that both stores are solvent enough, profitable enough that they aren't going anywhere. They're just trying to compete for customers, right? And so loss leading products is fine. Predatory pricing is when you're essentially trying to kill the other business, okay, to drive it right out of business, either get them to shut down or get them to sell out to you. And this is the big worry with Amazon is, do they engage in predatory pricing? We talked a couple of lectures ago about Standard Oil, and one of the big problems we had with Standard Oil and oil refining was they frequently used predatory pricing to really try to eliminate all competition. So this is the big issue with Amazon, really, is are they using this kind of predatory pricing? And it's difficult when you look at antitrust because, again, antitrust is always looking at, well, what are the implications on consumer prices? If something is actually driving prices down, it must be okay. But you have the problem of Amazon's just increasing dominance. And as it increases contract with government, it kind of comes beyond any any competition. So do read the article by Lisa Kahn on the syllabus. It's often cited. In fact, I think you find it cited in that New Yorker article on Elizabeth Warren's policies. But it raises sort of, what are the main issues there? Okay. Predatory pricing is really difficult to prove. Okay. Often you have to look and see, well, did prices go up after the competition was gone? But Amazon is sophisticated enough that it's really difficult to tell whether that is actually happening. Okay, so Amazon is an interesting special case. We'll have to see in the new administration what the Department of Justice wants to do. I'll look forward to talking about this in class discussion.